Govan Whittles joins me now from Gqeberha. Over to you, Govan. Good evening.
Good evening, Sally. I'm coming to you from the Feather Market Hall. Behind me is where the votes will be tallied in this municipality, and what an interesting day it's been. In the morning, we saw the ANC supporters initially looking like they were going to come out strong, particularly in areas such as New Brighton. And then from there, we visited the northern areas as well as some of the DA strongholds, where we saw snaking queues outside the voting stations. And just about an hour ago, we spoke to John Steenhuisen, the leader of the Democratic Alliance. He's very confident, Sally. He says that they found there's been a low voter turnout and the door is open for them to retain control of the city. And the DA, of course, trying to win 50% plus one. They said that's the only way they believe they could take proper control of the city, and they don't have much faith in the coalitions. But the day isn't over yet. There's about 3.5, 4 hours left for people to cast their votes, and it looks like towards the tail end of the day, the ANC supporters are coming out in their numbers. And with me, I have the chairperson of the ANC in the province. He's also the Eastern Cape Premier, Premier Oscar Mabuyane. Mr. Mabuyane, thank you so much for your time. You've recently had a look at the numbers here in Nelson Mandela Bay. The DA is very confident. How are you feeling?
Thank you very much, Gavin. Good evening to viewers. We're feeling strong. We're feeling confident. We're really getting closer to our targets. In the last two counts of numbers that have been processed, we are seeing something that is likely to get us where we are looking at. We've got our targets. We know we're dealing with numbers. We're dealing with head count. We don't just talk general. I'm from looking at numbers myself. I've been around visiting, monitoring voting, actually our information desk since midday today. We're quite feeling strong and we're quite confident. We just need our people to come out. We're worried about weather. We're worried about certain incidences reported in other voting stations where you don't have lights, especially where the townships are. And as you know, that's our strong actually base. But we're pushing those numbers. This is the time that our people must assist us to fix the mess that has been here in the last 5 years. We've been moving around. You know, I've seen terrible things. I was at a school that we've built, state-of-the-art school in Motherwell, where we just handed over the school. But there is a sewage that is actually pumping out at the gate of that school. Municipality can't fix it because it is in Black Township. So we are really dealing with that kind of attitude. Our people now are speaking, and they will speak unequivocally and said ANC must take over again because ANC has made changes in their lives. It will continue. We just want to get it back so that how we work for our development trajectory in this area neatly dovetails to what province does and national. So now there's a current discourse on how we work. We're having a situation where we've got people who have got the other priority interests, who don't care about masses of our people who have been previously disadvantaged. So we're there. We're working very hard to ensure that we get it back.
Premier, are you happy with the performance of the ANC structures in taking people out to vote? And do you think that your structures will be able to secure a voter turnout among the ANC stronghold that is higher than what you had in 2016? So
far, so good. We've been on an upward trajectory, as I've indicated. 2016, we've been there, and then 2019, we went up 2%. We're just looking at that 2.5% to 3% to get what we want. We don't want much things. We just want to be above 50% to get this simple majority in this area so that we can fix all other things as we are moving. I'm confident. I've seen our people on the ground. They are working very hard. They are out there knocking at the doors, getting our people out to vote, loud hailing, really encouraging our people to use this opportunity to make sure that we correct all the mess that we've been actually experiencing here in the last 5 years.
All right, thank you so much. We're out of time. Thank you. That's Premier Oscar Mabuyane, is the chairperson of the ANC. Well, they grew by 2 to 3% in 2019. They're hoping for the same in this election, and the Premier says that's enough for the ANC to take back Nelson Mandela Bay. So both the ANC and the DA equally confident, as well as the smaller parties who believe they're coming into council once the votes are finished counting, once they finish counting the votes here in this venue. It's back to you, Sally.
Govan, I have to ask you about reports that are just coming through to us, and this was broken just a short while ago by the Herald, and it shows a video of DA Federal Chair Helen Zille seemingly been manhandled by a police officer as she was leaving the Fernwood Primary School in Bethelsdorp, which of course is in that area. today. She has, we understand, according to an IPID release, actually laid a complaint against the police officer. Do you have any more information about this at this hour, Govan?
Well, what we understand happened was that Helen Zille had gone to visit a primary school in the Bethelsdorp area, which is a DA ward currently on Stronghold, and was conducting a voting station inspection, as is being done by the senior leaders of most political parties across the country. And her being inside the voting station itself is allowed, and there's actually provision made for signing in with the presiding officer when political party heads visit the voting station. But the point of contention here is whether or not she was canvassing inside the voting station and had been in contravention of the IEC's code of conduct, which sets out specific rules on what you can wear inside the voting station as a party agent, also how far you could be from the voting station if you're still helping people who are coming to vote. So there is a dispute here, but of course the Federal Council chairperson, Helen Zille, saying that she was manhandled, her arm was twisted as she was led out of the building, and that there is video proof of this happening, although we haven't seen the video of what happened inside and what led to the police confronting her in the first place.
Yeah, and I mean, we've just been given permission by Herald Live to actually use that video, but as you say, it is what's happening outside. You can certainly see she is being pulled away from the venue. So this is very much a developing story at this time. Govan, thank you for telling us what you know, and as soon as we have that video ready, we are going to play it for you so that you can have a look. And we've also reached out to Helen Zille to tell her side of the story. Let's